Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
It's just being the Joneses. Just being the Joneses.
how y'all
Just
doing?
being the Joneses.
See what I got to deal with.
So
what we got
we're
today?
back for episode 18. Yep. And today, before we get into it, we got to do our Would You Rather.
Would you rather? I got a good one for you. I'm more that family friendly stuff.
Okay.
Nah, it ain't that. Y'all know I keep it family friendly.
All right. So who want to go first? You want me?
Go first.
All right. You never keep anything family friendly. That's just not the truth.
Hey, I'm a good citizen. I don't know what you're talking about.
If you got to say you're a good citizen, you probably not.
I am a good citizen. These people know.
Would you rather? And again, we make up our own would you rather. And so first to you, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Would you rather? You got to look me in the eye because I want to know if you're telling me your honest answer.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
Let me think.
Okay. Would you rather never be able to get married at all?
Never be able to get married at all.
Or be required to marry at least 3 people at one time?
Never be able to get married at all. Get that. That's a good one, though.
You don't want the sister wives?
Do I want the sister wives? I don't want to deal with 3 women telling me they got headaches. When it's time to.
Oh my gosh. Well.
Nah, so no.
Okay.
Nah, not 3.
Not 2.
Not even 2, to be honest, but that's better than 3. I think I can afford
so you'll
2.
just go ahead and be single for the rest of your life.
Hey,
okay.
The rest of my life. If I got to do 3.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm probably about 3 women combined, all on my own. So I'm enough of a handful.
Yeah. Yes. Shit.
I spend enough money by myself.
Yeah. I thought I had my pension, but that might as well go straight to you and your sandals.
Sandals.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
$200 sandals you got.
$200 sandals.
Nah, you ain't that bad.
I ain't bought that many $200 sandals. Only a couple.
Yeah.
So.
More than a couple, but yeah.
Sandals. Oh, okay. Well, that's neither here nor there.
See.
But what's mine? Let me.
No, you gotta answer.
It to
Don't
me.
you have an answer?
Oh,
would you rather have 3 brother?
It depends on your brother
husbands. You know, some brother husbands. Would it be required? If it was required, would you do it? That don't even sound right.
It depends on if they rotate. You know what I'm saying? Like if I live with one of them at a time.
Cause the way I understand it, all y'all living together. One bed. Ain't that what the question said?
I'd rather be single because I'd rather not get married at all because no. That's a lot. Then I got to deal with multiple people using my Starbucks cups.
Hey, you already know. You already know.
Oh boy.
Amongst other things, right?
Amongst other things.
3 requests.
Right.
April Jones, would you rather have a life full of success and wealth without true love, or have true love with good sex and commitment and all that other good stuff on a bar-ass hot dog budget?
You really had to talk about the bar ass?
I ain't talking about the bar-ass. I'm talking about would you rather.
Okay.
All your books gonna go number one, top sellers. You're gonna be on every list. You're gonna be on Oprah's list. You're gonna be a New York best-selling author.
So I have
You're gonna have more followers than Taylor Swift.
Or
but the only love you're gonna find is gonna be cheating on you. You'll never have true love. It's all gonna be shady. Or you can have that true love with everything good that comes along with commitment.
But be on a Kool-Aid budget.
But you on a bar-ass hot dog budget.
Huh. Well, I really don't have to. So I can't have no steak. Dang. A bar-ass hot dog budget means, well, you could be steak.
When you get your income tax, you can have steak.
That's hard. But I guess I would have to go with the true love and happiness over the wealth.
Now you remember that.
What you mean? Remember that?
Nah, but
You plan on going broke?
hey, you never know. Something might happen. You never know.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the true love, because like all that money and success don't necessarily make you you just, I don't know. I like companionship and stuff like that too. So
good companionship.
And I could be happy.
You have all that
without
money?
being.
You have all that money?
I could be healthy without being wealthy.
Yeah.
Look at me now. I'm happy without being wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't on a bar-ass budget, but it ain't like I ain't never been on one before. So yeah, that's what I would do. What about you?
I didn't think about that. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, to be honest.
Well, this is would you rather, so you can't be 50-50. That's one or the other.
They both look good.
Man, which one would you do?
All right, so I think I would go with the hot dog budget too, because I can grill up some hot dogs and throw some vegetables with some coleslaw or something, and we'll just be eating hot dogs over candlelight.
Okay.
Making good love. So that's what I would rather do.
All right.
Sipping on some champagne, sipping on some Kool-Aid mimosa. Actually, I can't even afford a mimosa, can I?
And find some real cheap and inexpensive date nights.
There you go. There you go.
All right. That concludes our segment. Would you rather? So today we are going to be talking about some of the positives of the now generation. Well, the us generation and the generation right behind us.
So say generation.
So millennials and Generation Z.
X through Z, which might well say X through Z.
Technically, some people say we're millennials.
Some people do say that because they say Generation X ends actually the year I was born, 1980, and then the millennials pick up at 81 through mid 90s.
Okay,
I think
so
they say like 97.
Those the three generations.
Yeah, so Generation X through Z.
And we want to touch on some of the positives, because a lot of times you hear from the older generations, like baby boomers and older generations, you hear sometimes you can hear a lot of negative, right? And not enough positive things, and there are a lot of positive things that are that exist in our generation and even the two generations behind us, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like for me, one of the big things that I think is a good thing is that our generation and even the generations behind us is more like a like cycle breakers, right? A negative generation of cycle breakers.
Hmm.
So you hear a
Yeah,
lot.
because and I was just sitting here thinking about it. Yeah, because a lot more information is being taught, researched, taught a lot factual information, and way of life is moving in a different way than when we
Yeah.
coming up,
And
than the way we came along. Such as one of my things I keep bringing up, but therapy is a lot more mainstream. Has been, I believe, a lot more in the last decade, last 10 years maybe, and it's more the norm now. But when
yeah,
we were coming up, therapy was like,
a
you going to a
taboo.
shrink?
Or
You crazy?
you don't go tell people your
You don't go
business,
tell,
or
yeah. You don't go tell
yeah,
people you've been keeping in the family. You better go talk to your pastor.
yeah,
Stuff like that.
and
But
yeah,
it's just a lot different now, and I love it. I love the progress. I see it as progress.
yeah,
Everything about it. You know what I'm saying? Even with technology, which I know we'll get there, but even with different things like technology and how we're able to better communicate.
yeah, and more resourceful because of that, right?
That's
And
right.
so, like with the therapy stuff, and I think the generations, like our generations, the generations, and the three we're talking about, these generations are more into, like, they're more becoming more aware of mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and has become more aware of mental health, and see it as a very important piece of a healthy living, So
speaking out more about that.
Yeah, speaking out more about it,
They speak
advocating more about it.
Yes, they advocate. They encourage others. They encourage their friends. Hey, have you talked to someone about it? This is what me and my therapist talked about. Maybe you can do the same, or whatever it may be. But and I really love that these young folks are really doing that.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Of course, everybody is not going to be.
Right.
These things don't apply to every single person, right?
That's right.
Nothing applies to every single person, but like for the most part, it's been a very positive move in the direction of mental health and just being more open to it, right? And not only, and what that does is it creates healthier, because it's creating a healthier generation, a healthier people. Then you can pass down those healthier things to the generations behind you, and so that the same unhealthy things don't keep repeating and going down. So I think that's one of the very important things that I love about our generation and those generations behind us, and how they are getting in touch with, just trying to be more mentally healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it starts in the mind.
Yeah, healing and wanting to be more, and that also, I think that plays a part into paying attention to like the interactions with our kids, and how we want to create different things for our children, not being afraid to change things,
right,
and not change what is considered the norm, not afraid to change what's considered the norm, but like kind of moving to the beat of your own drum, and just saying, okay, well, I see this is a better way or a better option for me, and I don't have to do it this way, but I can do it that way.
Being a leader, being a trendsetter if they need be.
Yeah.
Like you said, beating their own drum, doing it their way. If I mean, I give advice. I told my older kids when they were like in a senior high school, like, look, at this point, I'm guiding you, I'm giving you advice, but do it your way. Do however you're gonna live your life, do it your way. You know what I'm saying? You can it'll be more fulfillment out of that, instead of just me driving, oh, you're gonna go to the military, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. No, figure out your own way, but I'm here to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Just doing things a little bit
a
differently,
little
even
bit
when it
different.
comes to that. Like, instead of keeping this same traditional things kind of, or cycles kind of going, that may not fit everybody, you
Mhm.
know. And so like, and burnout is another thing, because you know, the strong, even especially with women,
Yeah.
and with men too, like there's a such, men
Both.
get burnout as well, but with women it's like, and I know there's certain things, generational things with men or
Yeah.
guys that seem like they're getting away from and breaking those
Yeah.
cycles too. But with women, it's like the strong woman syndrome, where oh, I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I have to do that, and I have to do that, and I have to do the other, and it's like you driving yourself in the ground, because you have to do all these things as a
Yeah.
woman, instead of being. And I like how now technology has created this thing, and just the way of the world now, where people are delegating responsibility, right?
Mhm. That's right.
So you're able to say, okay, and I feel like reaching out for help is stream,
Mhm.
okay, so it's getting a lot, and some people might call it lazy, but it's getting to be a lot. So let me hire somebody to come in and clean my house.
That's right. If you can afford to do that, or whatever you can do,
Yeah.
however you can do it, reach out and get that help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's
When you see you're so stressed out, and stuff like that, instead of just, feeling ashamed, or feeling like you just have to, oh, because you're built that way,
Mhm. Pause.
Yeah.
And say, hey, what's going on with me? I don't
Mhm.
normally lash out like that, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
And that goes
take a
back to
break.
mental health too.
Yeah, that goes right back to mental. Like, it starts in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And and like you said, it's men and women. We all got to recognize that you can be strong for yourself and others, but understand that I like to think that you need to just make sure you're taking care of yourself first.
Yeah.
Because if you can't take care of yourself as an adult, at least, I'll say for the adults, if we aren't taking care of ourselves, then how are we going to take care of our children or other people who may rely on us?
Right. And I think that's what a lot of our generation is moving, has moved toward. Like, hey, okay, I don't have to do all of this stuff. I don't have to do it all, right?
That's right. I don't have to do it all today.
Yeah.
Some can wait till tomorrow, or next week. Prioritizing and just saying, hey, what can I do so that I'm not so stressed?
Right. Exactly.
Because I'm the type of person where I don't like stressing.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, it happens. You're gonna have some stress anyway through life, and you can't avoid that.
Yeah.
Things are just gonna happen that's out of your control. But knowing when to stop and say, hold up, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me take a breath. Let me take a breath. See what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think for
evaluate
men,
some things.
For me, on the flip side, for men, it's more like, I think, the emotional part,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, you're not, it's a lot of changes toward men being able to actually be okay with showing their showing their emotions,
unapologetic about it. Yeah, crying to your brother, like, hey man, I need to talk. I need to pray. Shoot, whatever. Let's go walk, or let's go work out together and talk about some things, or whatever. And I mean, to me, that's just progression. For the better.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's not,
how it was when us back in the day. Oh, you a cry? You don't be a crybaby.
Yeah,
you cry. You a little girl? Boy, you better buck up. You better.
And it's
you better toughen up.
And it's not weak. Like, sometimes people will say, and I've heard people even in our generation call stuff like that weak.
Yeah.
And it's not, but a lot of people is moving from away from that mindset.
That's right.
So I like that, because
that.
It's creating healthier people overall.
That's right. Yeah.
Which creates healthy families and all of this stuff like that.
And the children will pick up on it. They'll teach the children, the Generation Z, and then they'll teach their children.
Yeah. And then that's healthy.
Things will just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
Yep. New generational cycles.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It'll be a better cycle.
Mm-hmm. And another thing though is like, one of the things that our generation is really into now too is stocks, investing.
Yeah.
All of these things like that.
Yeah.
And
even with the cryptos, that was good. That was good time to invest. It's all of it's trash right now, but a lot of people made a lot of good money off of it, and that was good. But yeah, stocks and different investments. Putting their money into accounts that's gonna draw in more money, like CDs, things like that.
Yeah.
So
And it's
all
not
that
that,
stuff was, I never knew about any of that stuff. I don't know how old CDs are, but I didn't know anything about that when I was coming up.
yeah.
I probably would have did that back in the day had I known about it.
But then there's things that you're investing in now, which benefits your children
Yeah.
later, and at the same time, even if it's the knowledge, you know, that you passing down to your kids.
That's right.
About the financial stability, credit. Like we had conversations with our kids about like financial things that we didn't have. Those taught, you know, we weren't taught, you know, but with our children, it's like, okay, we're gonna sit y'all down, we're gonna talk about credit, we're gonna talk about how you can save, we're gonna talk about all of these things, right?
And show them.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about life insurance.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about investing. We done did, you know, we just do those things to try to educate them, you know, so they can even put into you know, invest those things for themselves.
So they get it young. They get that knowledge young. What we learned old.
Yeah.
You know, and I love doing that. So you know.
So that financial, trying to teach that financial stability, you know, and stuff like that. So
have more financial freedom. So you're not just, you know, you don't have all these bills accumulating, which burdens you.
Yeah.
Getting away from all that, you know, I mean, you're gonna have some bills, but if you're financially literate, then you know how to deal with it.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah. And even with education, so to speak, like I was reading something that said that was saying that the Gen Z, graduation rates are higher than the most highest graduation rates than the other generations.
I can believe that.
So
just technology alone and the advancement of different I can say the advancement, how the curriculums have advanced, how they're more classes these days or different types of classes, I should say, these days than what we had.
You think that's what contributed to it? The variety of classes?
I think the variety of okay, so say for example, like what's that? Those programs where you can actually get a 2-year degree in high school.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. Stuff like that. I think that's a good thing, and stuff like that. Programs like that is what helps it, in my opinion. I haven't researched it, but I think stuff like that was
because the collegiate program where kids can like go to take their not dual enrollment. That's two different things. So dual enrollment and the collegiate program, so they can be dual enrolled in taking those college classes in high school. But the collegiate program that like they had at the school when we were in Crestview, the kids would go to that school, the actual college for high school. So they was in seat taking the classes, and they were doing college courses and they were doing high school. So they was completing it at the same time. So by the time they graduated, they did have that. But the dual enrollment, I think, is a little bit different. It's about the same, but it's a little different. Some things are different about it.
Okay. But yeah, that just stuff like that I like.
Yeah, and then the advancement of technology helps that because, like, you can take classes online.
Take college classes online, even high school.
Yeah, high school classes online.
Yeah, you can take high school classes online,
and you can, and even with college and stuff like that. Because when we were coming up and I was doing college, I was able to take courses online,
right?
And that was helpful for me because I can be in Florida and I can attend a school that's somewhere else. So I could choose a school that I feel like was more, better for my
beneficial for you.
Beneficial for me and better for my career field.
Yeah.
And or just kind of had what I needed for my career field.
Yeah.
And then I can take those classes.
And you weren't, because you weren't limited to what was in the local area, or
right, even if
or you didn't have to move to that school out there in whatever state.
And
you could do it from anywhere online.
Right. Even when I had to go do like the not internships, but certain things that I had to do. I forget what you call it. It's not clicking in my head, but I had to go in and get certain hours and go get certain experience and different things like that. But I could do that in the area I'm in, even though I was taking my classes at school that was out of state. So
and that's awesome.
And so the way that, I know technology does have its disadvantages.
Oh yeah.
But the way that it has created so much opportunity for our generation and generations behind us and stuff like that to come along and do so much more.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes some of the older generations get mad at technology or whatever, and they may find the negatives and pull certain negatives out of it, but there's so much positive in that creates an easier way, a path for the people who came behind them, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
I can understand their frustration because let's just say there was a big technology change when someone turned 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but when they were up until that point, they were used to doing things a certain way.
Yeah,
they were used to licking that stamp, going to putting that letter in the envelope, taking it to the mailbox, boom, drop it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then email comes along, and more stuff are like. More people are accepting, or I guess more accepted the email. Let's say, hey, well, email me. Just email me.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't have a Yahoo account? Well, create one. Email me.
Yeah.
I mean, just stuff like that. And
or the things that they sign up for, like the things that they have to sign up for online. You need an email address.
You got to have an email address.
So if somebody say, well, you go online and do X, Y, Z, more than likely you're gonna need an email address.
You're gonna need an email
because you're gonna need to receive whatever it is that. First of all, when you log into stuff, you need that email address, right? Because you create these logins, and you probably need.
And they're gonna send you that link to hey, go to your email,
yeah,
go to that link.
And
to
then
verify
confirm,
this is your account.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's right. So I mean, stuff like that. I understand because people were doing stuff a certain way up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then something changed.
Well, see, that's another good point about our generation and even the generation behind us is that we're more accepting to change.
Yeah.
So
we saw a lot of change, in our time.
But when you and I were kids, we didn't have an internet. We didn't have email addresses.
No.
We didn't have all of these things like that. And then think about it, even when we got cell phones, they weren't as advanced as they are now.
Nope.
But we were really open to learning that new thing.
You know what I mean?
Whatever comes
out. Yeah.
we wanted that change. We wanted the latest thing, technology that did the best things, and we wanted to learn that and see how, and be able to do more things on it.
That's right.
So the more advanced laptop and the more advanced cell phone and all of these things, we were open. I think we're more open to changes and accepting those changes and just saying, okay, the change is here. Let's take advantage of it.
Let's dig into it. Yeah. And that's one of the great things about our generation. We saw all those changes, like the pre-internet all the way through smartphones of today, in which AI is coming out right now.
Well, when we were seeing those changes, they were seeing it too.
They were seeing it too, but I think we were more involved with it, like open to
because we're open to the change.
Yeah, open to the change.
We're open to the learning the new things and doing this.
Yeah, but it happened during when we were young. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because of course, when you're young, you're steadily advancing through your life or whatever, and then you, like you said, you have to have an email address to do this and do that. So get email address.
Oh, let me get me an email address then. Hey, I could contact you. We could chat up on Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump on Yahoo Messenger.
Exactly.
And
that's just one example.
Yeah. But because think about the pager, like when we had the pager, because I know I got my first pager when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
So soon as when that two-way pager and I started getting a glimpse of that two-way pager and people started getting the two-way pager, I was like, okay, I want to get the two-way pager. You know what I'm saying? So I want the next best thing.
Right. I never had a two-way. I always wondered why I never had one though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mine was purple.
Purple. Yeah. Cool.
So it is positive things.
A lot of positive things.
It's negatives. Yes, we know. And everything don't apply to everyone, but there are still a lot of positive things that's happening with our generation and the generation coming up.
That's right. I mean, it's not
all horrible.
It's not all horrible. No, you're gonna have your bad experiences. And like I always say about technology, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have people doing bad things with it. But for the most part, it was made to make things better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are.
Embrace the generations. Understand them. That's a big thing that we did at work, and actually took a course. It was like a volunteer course on the generations. Like Generation X versus millennials, or versus the new generation.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to understand. It was a good course because it taught us to better understand their way of thinking and their priorities and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like one thing being, my generation was more geared toward retirement, versus the new generation are like, okay, what can I get in 6 years?
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't focus on retirement. They may go from job to job in like 2 to 3 years, or maybe 5 or 6, or just a more short term.
Yeah.
What can I get now? Okay, I'm tired of this. That sounds better. I'm gonna go over there. Stuff like that.
Yeah. And you're right.
But there's nothing wrong with that. I can't look at that and say, just because you didn't do it my way, don't mean it's wrong, because it's right for you. If it'll work for you, then it's perfect.
Absolutely. Exactly. And like you made a good point about trying to understand it instead of just shooting down, having the mindset to just, oh, I don't like it, I'm gonna shoot it down, and not really getting to understand like the things of the new generation or the things of the current generation, like our generation that we're in, and then you got the generation behind us, like, and then the generation behind that. And I think all of our kids are in the generation Z, because we have Cam almost.
They call his the current generation is Generation Alpha.
Yeah, so he just missed it though. I think because it starts like 11 to
2012 or something like that, or 20.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, because he turned 11 this year, but the Generation Z goes up to like 26 years old. So it's like, so all of our adult children fall in that
category.
Category.
That's right.
So, so I think understanding too, trying to like get an understanding of their processes, the way they think, and things like that. It's important to, being able to just interact and stuff like that, and learn, and even learn from them. Like we're not just because we're older don't mean we can't learn from them.
That's right. Coexist.
Yeah, coexist. Yeah. That's what the word I was looking for.
That's right.
So, yep.
Good talk. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Well, what Cam generation gonna be saying about our generation? I want.
Goodness gracious! I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it.
But it's all. I think it's all. It should, a lot of times if we just kind of approach things with understanding, love, and compassion and things like that, it'll be much easier, because not everybody gonna think the same way, especially in different generations, and stuff like that. So, but it's not all bad.
That's right.
So we
mostly good.
Yeah, exactly.
My opinion.
So thank y'all for joining us on this episode of Just Being the Joneses.
Yeah.
Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment,
share that thing.
What generation are you?
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the up and coming generation? Is there any positives that y'all can think of that we didn't mention? Because I'm sure there's some more out there. Of course,
there's a lot out there.
This is not exhaustive to the list of positive things. And
or what's some things that aggravated you before about the new technology or the new generation, but you came to, once you got that understanding, you're like, oh, okay, well, I get it now.
Yeah,
I might try that. Let me try that. It works.
Let me see how I could use this as a benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let us know. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all our videos when they post. And it's Just Being the Joneses.
Hey.